I am honored to address you today as we come together with Peace One Day on the International Day for Elimination of Racial Discrimination. I salute Jeremy Gilly, our partner in here, in a context which is not great because of conflict, because of divisions, because of war, and so many people suffering all around the world, and my thoughts are with them. Throughout history, UNESCO has been advancing anti-racism efforts, including since the 50s with the establishment of the Scientific Committee led by Claude Lévi-Strauss. So this day is central to our mandate. It reminds us that there is still a long way to ensure the full respect of human rights and dignity for all individuals. This is a day for reaffirming our collective commitment to this global fight while reflecting on the challenges we face. We know it. Racial discrimination persists. It's still one of the most common grounds for discrimination worldwide. Nationalism and populism are on the rise, undermining our progress in combating racism and discrimination. And we know it. Just in France, there have been hundreds of increase of anti-Semitic incidents. There have been an increase of hate against Muslims, but not only in France, I think everywhere around the world, we're seeing this increased evidence of how much we need to move forward. Hate crimes with racist or xenophobic motives accounted for more than 30% globally in 2020, escalating to 60% in the US in 2022. And new technology is perpetuating biases and hate. 25% of Black adults in the US has faced online harassment due to their race or their ethnicity. And that's why we're also working on the ethics of artificial intelligence to ensure that these biases and discrimination that we have in the real world are not just compounded in the digital environment. And discrimination is compounded by other factors. Women bear the brunt. In Brazil, women are victims in 6 out of 10 cases of racism online. The escalating violence underscores a critical truth. We need to encourage respect and build inclusive policy and legislation on anti-racism and discrimination. We also need international cooperation. We must establish international platforms for communities and stakeholders, develop very, very effective strategies, and take collective action against racism. And this is the raison d'être of our annual Global Forum Against Racism and Discrimination. Last year, for its third edition in Sao Paulo, we launched the network of anti-racism and anti-discrimination officials to build a community of champions advocating for legal and institutional framework, and more than anything, advocating for change. The champions are, for example, relying on UNESCO's anti-racism toolkit. It's a tool that helps them to improve their settings and almost produce a race to the top. The toolkit emphasizes clear definitions, context-specific understanding, and the importance of a comprehensive disaggregated data to foster meaningful inclusion and engagement. But we also must foster cooperation at the local level. Our International Coalition of Inclusive and Sustainable Cities, we call it ICAR, supports local authorities in combating racism across various sectors. It has grown to become a common voice for 600 cities. Evidence-based policies and practices need to be informed by data and research. And I'm glad to share with you that we just launched the very first edition of our gender-based violence framework. It's a resilience framework. It's a gender-based resilience framework that is providing insights into the cost of gender discrimination and recommendations to implement efficient policies. Yet all these recommendations should also be accompanied to changing mentalities, because all of this discrimination, all of this stereotyping, all of this essentialization of whomever is different from us, the building of our own identities are informed by this way of discriminating others. And therefore, we need to change social norms, we need to change cultural understandings to try to get together better for those that are different. And then we need to think about the past. Our Roots of Enslaved People programs break down the wall of silence surrounding the history of slavery, ensuring that our collective memory lives on. And not only that, that we link that story with the contemporary challenges that people of African descent are living just today. UNESCO General History of Africa initiative also shed lights on African history and the African perspective. And we also must prepare for the future. One thing that makes us very excited is that we have every year a masterclass series against racism and discrimination that is engaging thousands of young people, to become anti-racist champions in their communities. And you can see them how much they endorse these concepts. And we're inviting you to join us at our next masterclass on April 3rd in Paris, although you can connect, to celebrate the 30th birthday of democracy in South Africa. I will meet you there.